thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And I want to go over the Giants cornerback situation heading up into the draft. And also there's been a Jason McCourty signing in the the new northern New Jersey area. And if he does sign with the Giants, I will certainly make sure I do a video on him. Because, he's not going to be a number one corner or this or that, but he's going to be some quality, experienced depth, without question. Now, the Giants got 9 guys signed on their roster as cornerbacks. You can even make that 10 if you want to throw Julian Love in there. Because Julian Love, they put him in versatile, very versatile. First game last year against Pittsburgh, he played safety. Last game against Dallas this past season, he played cornerback. So, very versatile, which is huge, very huge. But, they got, with Julian Love, they have like 10 guys. And if they wind up signing Jason McCourty, that would probably give them 11 guys. Now, it's 4 of the guys, you're probably not going to hear much of, if anything. But the main characters are, you got Bradberry, then you got Adoree Jackson, Isaac Yiadom, Darnay Holmes, Sam Beal, Julian Love, possibly Jason McCourty. But, as of this recording, he's not a Giant, so we'll leave him out of this from here on in. But then you got Jaron Williams, you got Madre Harper, Quincy Wilson, and Chris Milton. So to round up all the cornerbacks that you have on your team. Now, obviously, now going into the draft, if you about 5-6 weeks ago, whatever it was, just before we signed Adoree Jackson, you'd have to really start thinking, there's a possibility, first round, maybe second round, we might think about taking a cornerback because, one of our Achilles heels last year was, Bradberry did a very good job on the other team's number 1 wide receiver. But, we had problems covering the wide receiver number 2 for the other team. So we put some guys in there, Isaac Yiadom, and you got mixed results. Not good enough. That was one of our weaker points, especially certainly on defense. So we kind of addressed that with Adoree Jackson. Now, we paid Adoree some very good money. A lot of people kind of think that maybe the money that he got was like maybe for like a first corner, but it's what Adoree can do for the team. Now we got Bradberry covering the number 1 wide receiver. Now you got Adoree Jackson maybe getting paid. Well, he's not getting paid quite like Bradberry, but he's getting paid some good money. But it's what gives us that overall coverage. Now we got Adoree on the number 2 wide receiver, and we got Darnay Holmes in the slot. So it's we have a very, very solid cornerback group. As I said before, Adoree Jackson, we signed him. There was certain guys you could look at, maybe like Caleb Farley, and some people had him as a top 10 pick, but then he's getting the operation on his back, so he's slipping. It'd be interesting to see how far he goes, who takes a gamble on him. Because he's phenomenal cornerback. So a lot of people said he was the best one in the draft, even better than Surtain. But it's back surgery, so that's always a question mark there. I hope he comes out with flying colors, but it is what it is. So it'd be interesting to see where he winds up going. Does he stay in the first round, or does he make it to the second? Then you got, as I said, Patrick Surtain. You got Greg Newsome, and then Caleb Farley. And J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn's been lately moving up some draft charts. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him. But At number 11, the Giants, you can pretty much forget those guys because the Giants are probably going to draft somebody else. And those guys will be long gone by the time we get to number 42. Now, there's some other guys as well, and, that'll be the second round picks that, probably Giants aren't going to grab either because in the first, second, and third round, I mean, maybe the first round if they want to take in like Smith or Waddle, then the second and third round they're going to have to grab a need. They're going to have to grab like maybe an edge rusher in the second or third, and they're going to have to grab an offensive lineman in one of those rounds too. So I wouldn't think that the Giants would. I think the absolute earliest that they would take a cornerback in this draft would be the third round. Possibly the fourth round. Now I was looking at, once again, it was PFF. They had they ranked their top 100 players, and out of the top 100, 15 of them were cornerbacks. And there's that doesn't even include because some of them they have some of the guys can play safety and cornerback. So I counted 15 cornerbacks, but there's like Jevon Holland from Oregon. His freshman season, I believe he played safety. Then his sophomore season, he played cornerback, but they got him listed as a safety. So some of the guys can play both. But I mean, there's quality depth there in the third and the fourth round. Now, let's not forget, 2 years ago, we got Julian Love in the fourth round. Very, quality, especially for a fourth round cornerback. Quality. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying he's an All-Pro or nothing, but you can put him at safety. You can put him at cornerback. Quality. Isaac Yiadom, he was a third-round selection. We got him. We gave him our seventh-round pick this year. Denver. We gave him our seventh-round pick. That's why we don't have a seventh-round pick this year. But serviceable. I'll call him. I mean, he had some moments last year where wasn't too good, but serviceable. It's nice to see him back though, because now it'll be his second year under the Patrick Graham system, so it's nice to see him back. Same thing with Julian Love. Let's not forget last year we got Darnay Holmes from UCLA, the chess master. Fourth round, we got him, put him in the slot. Quality pick there. Then we got, then 2 drafts ago, in 2018, we gave up our third round picks and a third round compensatory pick, I believe it was, for Sam Beal. We gave up our third round pick. Now, he's from Central Michigan. If he stayed in school apparently one more year and didn't come out, a lot of people were projecting him possibly to go in the first round. So we took him, a year early. We took him, as like in the third round. He has been able to stay on the field. Now, last year he opted out because of the COVID. You can't blame anybody for that. My mother passed away a few months back from COVID, so I can't blame anybody for not wanting to play due to COVID. His rookie season, it might have been his first practice, might have been like 15 seconds in his first practice. He went up, I think he was trying to defend a pass or something. He landed on his shoulder, hurt his shoulder. He was out the whole year. 2019 rolls around. He's missed the first 9 games of the season because of a pulled hamstring. Then he played the next 6 games. Yay! And then he was out the last game of the season against the Eagles. So he's missed 26 out of 32 games. And then he missed all of last year because of COVID. But 26 out of 32 games he's missed. This is going to be make or break season for him, because if he can't stay healthy, I mean, Jimmy Johnson says hurt players get hurt, and he's been hurt. So it'll be a very, very important season for him. Can he pick up on Patrick Graham's defensive schemes? Can he stay healthy? Be interesting to see. But I mean, with this draft here, if the Giants say at the absolute earliest, the third round on a cornerback. There's going to be some quality there. And if they wanted to wait till pick 116 in the fourth round, there's going to be some quality there as well too. They don't need somebody to be a number one star, a number one cornerback. They don't need a starter. They just could use some quality depth. You know, because they got Bradberry for a couple more years. You got Adoree Jackson for 3 years. Jason McCourty, if they sign him, I said I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but I think he's 33. So they could use some quality depth in anything. If you wait till the 6th round to pick a cornerback, I don't see it going to be any better than what you already have on your roster. So I would say the 3rd round at the earliest, the 4th round maybe at the latest. And there are some guys out there who can also play safety and cornerback as well. As I mentioned, Jevin Holland from Oregon. But I mean, there's like Asante Samuel who might go in the 1st or the 2nd round. There's Aaron Robinson or A.A. Robinson, if you know what I mean, from Central Florida. Central Florida's got a couple good cornerbacks this year coming out. They go in the 2nd or 3rd round. Tay Gowan from Central Florida, he's fast. He could be a 2nd or 3rd rounder. And there's Tyson Campbell. He could be a 2nd or 3rd rounder from Georgia. How Gettleman loves the guys from Georgia. So, I mean, there's a buzz. It's just like the offensive linemen. I looked at the PFF, the top 100. They got like 20 of the top 100 players on their list, are offensive linemen. 15 are cornerbacks. I mean, the wide receivers, it's crazy how many wide receivers are throughout the whole draft. So it's like I said, you don't have to especially you don't need a lock it down corner. The Cowboys, they need help at cornerback. They should take Surtain. The Eagles could use maybe help at cornerback. They should maybe, take somebody like that. The Giants don't need that. They just need some quality depth if they were to choose to go that route. So they don't need to take one in the 1st round. They don't want to take one in the 2nd round. I said at the earliest would be the 3rd, possibly the 4th. And I couldn't see. I mean, the 6th round, if they haven't taken a running back, I would say they take a running back in the 6th round. 6 rounds, you also maybe double up on somebody, like maybe double up on a wide receiver, or maybe try to get some depth someplace else. But there's the top 100 or so, a lot of cornerbacks. So just because we don't take one early doesn't mean we can't get one later on. And if Jason McCourty does sign with the Giants, now a lot of times what we're finding out, we're seeing, is that when the players come to Jersey, they don't leave. So without signing with the Giants anyway. So a couple weeks ago, there was stories floating around that he had some interest with the Giants. Giants had interest in him. Now finally they're meeting. So keep your fingers crossed, Giants, because he would be a very, very nice addition to our secondary. And I'm gonna do a video on him if we sign him, and then I'm gonna finally finish up this whole little series here by going over our safeties. All right. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!